Making millions of dollars, and the victim's family have not partaken none of those props. Took your clothes, gave you this. Took your language, gave you this.
100% way to survive jail or prison. Don't go.
Build your credit up. Why you need credit?
Then 12 years goes by and you don't even get a chance to go up for parole.
Hey, shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pam, man. This is Living Life After Life podcast with Banky Pam and Troy Catch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, the real Charleston White.
What's up, brother?
What's happening? What's happening?
Oh, man, y'all got it, man. Shit, just taking it easy.
Yeah, man, you damn.
Texas in the building.
Texas is in the
first time in VA. I got a lot of love.
You definitely got a lot of love, man. You got a lot of love, man. And you know, that's one thing. You know, you performed last night. You was out there on the stage, man. That was the first time I seen you perform. You know, I didn't know what to expect, man. But you know, you killed it. You was a showstopper out there, man. It seemed like you was a natural, man.
Yeah, man. I'm freestyling. I have a set that me and Shorty, the comedian, man. Shout out to Shorty. We went down over a set, so I have like 14 key bulletin points that if I stick with this set, I got a great comedy show. But because of the nervousness, sometimes you forget. Last night was a lot easier because the crowd wasn't so up close.
Right.
But normally, man, when the crowd up close, man, you got this pretty woman sitting here looking at you. You got another pretty woman sitting.
Yeah.
You got all this, so you forget, man. And so I get lost in the set. And so last night was difficult because they took my crutch from me. So my props,
right.
my weapons that I use as props, that's my crutch if I can't remember a joke. I haven't learned how to tell jokes yet, so I'm just telling a story. So once I can remember my set, once I can remember how to tell the jokes and incorporate the punchlines, then I done found myself as a comedian. So I'm still trying to find myself. So this is my 14th show, and I haven't done the same show twice yet.
Oh, man.
Wow. So look, we in VA Live, and you was telling the story for our audience, man. Tell us. Who is Charleston White? Tell us something about yourself.
Man, I'm a black man who grew up in what I like to explain, your typical traditional single parent African American home with just mama.
Yeah.
I grew up in an era where black mothers, and this is not to discredit today's mothers, but we come from black homes where for the most part, most of us was taught right from wrong, and was taught wrong is wrong, right is right. If you do something wrong to somebody, you say, I'm sorry, you ask for forgiveness, you pray over your food, you don't put your elbows on the table when you eat, you don't talk with food in your mouth. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am, thank you. So I was taught to have morals and values. We rejected those values because we embraced hip-hop culture. Prior to hip-hop culture, I was born during the black exploitation era. So I was born in 1977. Majority of the movies during the black exploitation era, we had Penitentiary 1 with Too Sweet. We had Superfly. We had The Mac. So most of the movies that we grew up watching was centered around almost idolizing the streets, in street culture, and at some point, prostitution was no longer shamed. It looked upon as being shameful in the black community. Pimps was elevated to the stature of preachers. Killers was elevated almost to the status of God in our communities. So we had Bill Cosby, we had Sanford and Son, but when rap music came, those images began to fade out in our communities because now we got drugs coming in. We got the elements of crack. So all that played a part in how I grew up and deciding what we wanted to become as young black boys in America. Yeah, we had Tony Dorsett. Yeah, we had Walter Payton. But what about the kids who couldn't play football? What did we want it to be? The kids that could play basketball, they had Michael Jordan. They had Magic Johnson. They had Isaiah Thomas. What did the other kids have? They couldn't play sports. Now you got the element of the gang culture is starting to spread throughout America. So Charleston is a kid that's a product of black American culture, infused with hip hop music, single parent homes, and no father. I had uncles, I had male cousins, but I've never had any male discipline. I didn't play sports, so I've never had any male instructions. I'm mama and grandmama them, baby. Yeah, I'm a spoiled nigga, so I don't take well to groups of niggas. I only hung with groups of guys because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be a part of something so I could solidify what I thought was manhood, which when I look back as a man, most of the things I was trying to solidify was boyhood. It wasn't manhood because men don't group together if they ain't working together. Men don't join gangs. Boys do. No grown man joins a gang. He don't wake up and say, man, I want to join. No, that's some boy shit. But we didn't know that. So my mother tried to teach us good morals, instill good values. She was a religious / spiritual woman, so she believed in Christ. She believed in the Bible. So we prayed at night. And she was the backbone of the family. Grandmother was a heroin addict, 30, 40 years. My grandmother was born in the 40s, not probably the 30s because she 83. My aunts was the crack era, so my mother was the healer. She was the one that tried to keep everybody together. She was the one. My aunt kids went to CPS, to foster care. My mama was the one who went and adopted them to make sure that they wasn't lost into the system. So her prayers is what glued everybody. I grew up wanting to go to prison. Uncle Wayne been to prison. Uncle Curtis been to prison. Uncle Joe killed somebody. Jeffrey, Naki, all the males in my family had gone to prison, and we was aware of that as kids. When I spent the night over my homeboy houses, Googie, which was my homeboy brother, he was in prison. His daddy, Sambo, Sam was coming home from prison. Keenan was in and out of jail, going to prison. His cousin Pritt. When I cut on the television, NWA starting to come out. Niggas 11, 12, 13 years old. They're just now starting to put parental advisory labels on records, stickers on labels. But mama at work. So shit, nigga, we sneaking Uncle Bootsy tapes. And nigga, we listening to all the at this time, homie, it was the first sound of gangsterism that was coming through the airway. Because on the East Coast, homie, we had Big Daddy Kane, Eric B and Rakim. They wasn't pushing gangsterism.
No.
That wasn't gangsterism. Curtis Blow, that wasn't gang. Man,
KRS-One.
KRS-One.
Poor Righteous Teachers.
Righteous
it was a
Teachers,
conscious movement.
Tribe Called Quest.
Yes.
It was a balance.
Yes.
It was a balance to what thinking of a master plan.
Yes.
So it was a balance.
Yes.
So the culture had balance then.
Yes.
When it went to the East Coast, it wasn't no balance. It was all gangsters. So
West Coast.
To the West Coast.
Yes, sir.
So you think when I'm 12 years old, homie, we heard about strawberry. Nigga, we kids. We shouldn't have no awareness of what a strawberry was.
Yeah.
We had never saw crack before.
Yeah.
I didn't first see crack until the DARE program came about. But we had family members that was already on drugs. But we didn't have no awareness of it. So when we found out what a strawberry was shoot, nigga, what you think we want to do? Get us $20, $30 and go get us a strawberry as little kids so we can find out what strawberry is, the neighborhood whore. That's the lady she may be in her mid-20s, still look good, because crack hadn't started deteriorating the looks of people. Yeah. So these women who first got hooked on it was kind of like what we see now. The young girls just popping the pills, that's on the mollies. They don't look drugged out yet. So when crack hit, these was beauty queens.
Yeah.
These was niggas' mamas and aunties. And these were beauty queens, homie. And so here we are with kids with this knowledge that we shouldn't have, right? How to have sex with drug addicts. So this is our culture that we're dibbling and dabbling into. And so my mother wasn't at home. Man, it was years later before my mother would say, "What is that y'all listening to? Boy, cut that mess off. Come here, what is that?" It was years later before grown-ups started saying, "What is this?"
Saturated in your brain.
So, man, I'm a product of the culture.
Yeah.
Who mama at home working, doing everything. My mom done moved us out the ghetto. Home, I wasn't raised in the projects. I didn't walk out on my porch and see drug addicts.
Right.
I didn't walk out and see gangsters and gang members. That was all on television.
Right.
All in the music.